What's up, 9Dragons? Today we're going to be starting out at level 0 on this character. Um, so this character is going to be mostly used for helping new players, free-to-play players, find out what best suits them. Um, so here we have your character window. It's going to tell you the basic information from like any other MMORPGs. Your second one is going to be more in depth of different abilities that you can do, like HP leeching, VE leeching, which is going to be your blue bar right here. Your cast time, your cooldowns of certain skills, how fast you can attack. Thanks to this event buff that we have, I get 10% bonus to that and bonus to these. Here is more of your, I want to say this is for your PvPing and more of your higher end dungeon stats, just because it's got the resistance to it. Your combat, who you all PK, who you all lose to the PKing, just fighting at percentage averages, more in depth, like how many lobs have you killed, Shaolin, Yutang, etc., and what class that you were playing as. Hero Wars, I don't know too much about. I'm pretty sure that has to do with, league versus league type stuff, but I've never been in one. Also with Clan Wars. And this is another PvP window for that certain map only. Here you have masteries that will go into your builds of your different weaponry, going from staff, wield, glove, spear, polearm, swords, sabers, axes, daggers, and bracers. Here is your Kung Fu window. This will tell you more about it. Your living is another little crafting window that you guys have. That's kind of out of date, but if you do your quest line here in Bamboo Village, you'll kind of touch base about this screen. Also with your resources, quests in Bamboo Village, we'll also touch base with this. Now, however, I will say that each map will have its different requirements that are going to be the same, vice versa, because you got your white side only maps and your black side only maps. Typically, there's not a difference between the two because each thing will drop in their respectful maps. So, say you're over here in Zing Zhao and you're wanting to craft. Let me see if I can find something. Nope, it's all up to date. It's all different. Here, I know this one for instance. So you are in Lodong, Laodong. I probably pronouncing this all wrong, but either way. And you're wanting to craft um it's all daily stuff. Well, let me find a good one. Well, we can always go right here. So well, either way, let's just get on with it. Certain everything drops in those maps that needed to be that is needed for certain crafts. However, when it comes to certain crafts, you're going to need to go to different maps. So, like, let's take this Crying of Death necklace, for instance. You have to run a daily dungeon for that material, and or the superior. The superior one has lower drop rate chances of that said item, but will still drop. Everything will drop inside that dungeon, especially the high level golden thread and the flow stones as well. And that's basically covering your crafts. It's not that hard, you just have to find what mob drops what by going around killing. Now, however higher level you are, the less drop rate it has, just because if you're, let's say, my main's 241, if I were to go back to the very first map, like say over here, nothing's really going to drop for me ever, because I'm too high leveled for it to drop. So yeah, this is going to be a long video, by the way, just because it's going to cover a lot of things to begin off with. So, with that being said, you also have your titles, your epilytes, or epi... I don't know how to pronounce that properly. You got your pupils, which you can find active map members or active masters on either black or white side, but you have to be either or. You can't be a vagabond anymore, level 0, and get a master. You have to be already assigned to a clan, so either Shaolin, Yu Tang, etc. Infinite Dungeon, you don't want to touch unless you are a really geared player, which is still tough. Hero bands, the same with masters, you gotta be already assigned to a clan, not assigned to a role, but to the clan itself, in order for you to join any type of hero band and or hero leagues. Your costume gallery is just extra stats that are permanent no matter what deco you're wearing. So say for instance, you got abilities over here, but you're not wearing a deco. Well, no matter, those abilities will still take effect. Costume gallery, right over here, you can basically use it to hide what you're wearing. So say for instance that I don't want to look at this or the deco I have on. I have one that's in here over in costume gallery. All you have to do is hit exchange, and it will make your character wear that assigned deco. Pretty self-explanatory. Storm versus Storm. I don't know too much about this because I have never done one because of the time zones and stuff like that. Guardian pets, they're pretty useful. So the pets rank from 1 to 5. And the better rank, better guardian skills they'll have, which we'll touch this base into another video later. Comrades, I'm still exploring, but I know that there is one, you can get this guy for free inside the game with little to no effort. All you have to do is do a certain quest line to get all of his required materials, and you can recruit him, and he's a pretty decent comrade to begin with. Now we touch base on all that type of stuff. I want to say real fast too that there is another crafting window besides your craftable in your resource tabs. That's in your loyalty. Loyalty crafting I will touch base on another video, but it's just another crafting window that's been long forgotten unless you're a veteran player and you know about this. And skill, it does nothing still. There's nothing there. So, but let's go ahead and do some gameplay. So to begin with, we are going to be doing all of Bamboo Village quest lines. Now I'm not going to throw any of my OP gear on here or any type of gear on this character. This is solely for you to feel how the new player situation is going. So, first encounter of the RET. You can read this. However, I've never read a quest in this game in my life, so we're going to kind of touch base about it. I'm going to kind of read it along with it, but not really out loud. But basically, hello stranger vagabonds who are trying to join the 6 clans that have opened recently come by this town a lot. I'm assuming you are here for some purpose. No, we're just here to have a good time. Many heroes who have come with a dream of becoming Kung Fu warriors were not recognized by the 6 clans, and they have left the town. I wonder how to tell how well you can do here. As changs of warriors are raised, these things, called attributes, are also piled up. Do you know anything about attributes? Of course I do. There is what we touch base. We didn't really touch base, actually. Never mind that. If you do, then I don't need to explain any further. Let's distribute your remaining attributes and go on to the next step. Confirm. Alright, so we're going to hit C. And that's where your builds kind of take place, but stats don't really matter anymore. It's all depending on your gear. However, I will say that if you have more con than the other guy, but you do less damage, it's vice versa. You got to play around with yourself, see how you feel with it. So begin with, as a vagabond, no class, no clan follow, no nothing. It's all pretty self-explanatory. So we're gonna go Dex. Okay, Dex is going to increase our physical and cheat con attack rating, dodge, and critical rate. Dodge is really good. Means, no, well, you dodge the opponent's attacks a lot more. Constitution represents physical defense and determines your life points. The more Constitution you have, the faster you can recover from injuries. Which I want to say is faster recover, but it's more health overall you have. Wisdom is basically, I'm just going to sum this up, if you're a warrior, healer, and or warrior, healer, and there's one other one that's not coming to my mind, you will not need Wiz at all. Essence, well, let's go back to Wiz, because this will only increase your damage to that assigned rule. So for if you're like a nuker hybrid, Wisdom will increase those type of attacks. Essence is determine your internal wellspring of vital energy. The more vital energy you have, the longer you can employ your Kung Fu skills. It also affects Qigong, which I don't necessarily know that it affects Qigong at all. You just get more of your mana, vital energy, whatever you want to call the blue bar, enough to do like your skills and your actives and your meditations and stuff like that. Strength. Strength determines a character's potential for physical damage and defense. It also works as a prerequisite for weapon usage. So weapons will have stats need a certain amount of strength to hold to use the wield. So will your dex. That will play a part in what weapon you can hold. Why did I take off my boots? I don't know. So let's just put our 10 in dodge. So those 10 points increase my dodge by 10 or by 100. All right. So let's go back and finish. All right. So we have distributed all of our attributes. When your achievement level rises, not only attributes but mastery is also gained. Mastery helps the hero to use the weapons or Kung Fu better. This is why most heroes raise their masteries after selecting a clan and their weapon. Alright, so but going back to your masteries, your hotkeys D, this is where you would take what weapon you want to use, basically. Not necessarily you click this and you get the sword, no. This is basically if you're planning on using a sword for this character as a main weapon, this is what you want to use. To a certain extent. And we'll touch about that later. So let's go ahead and finish. This bamboo village got its name from many bamboo tree, hence the name. Well, oh duh. Because of the bamboo forest and location of bamboo village, this phenomenon called Heavenly Voice Amplifier occurs at this village. When you shout with a loud voice, your voice can be heard all the way from your clan village. It does not cost any vital energy either. You can use Heavenly Voice Amplifier to speak to heroes who are in similar achievement level as you are, which what they're talking about is like a map RAR. Wait, look, we leveled. So that's basically, you hit enter, go to download chat, it's going to be map and zone chat. That's basically what it's talking about. So since we leveled, we're going to go back to this window, we're going to add all those stats to strength. Get that up a little bit. Alright, since we got one mastery point, we're just going to, I'm going to go with sword because why not? Swords are kind of badass, right? Alright, So receiving weapon is our next quest from this gal. Nameless Elder has heard about my story, and he wishes to see you. Oh, so she's talking about us, huh? He is like a legend among Kung Fu heroes. Why don't you go say hi to him? He's in the inner parts of the village. Well, Nameless Elder needs to have a name. Receiving weapon. I heard the story from Tanjang. Or Tanjang. Don't ask me to pronounce his names correctly. I'm just going to pronounce them how I think they are. You helped her without any hesitation. I'm surprised to find a young person who is willing to help others. I actually have not done anything with her yet besides the basics of assigning abilities. Yay! I've heard that you come to this village to join one of the clans. Is there any clans you have in mind? Okay, Imperial clans is going to be your white side, Infernal clans is going to be your black side. So we're going to go with Imperial. So in Imperial, there are Legend of the Beggars who are where the information from all over the world is gathered. There is Shaolin, in which all Kung Fu of the world originated. Finally, there is Yu Tang clan, which boasts its sword skill. Which are you more interested in? I'm going to go with Yu Tang, because sword's badass. Ever since Ling Yon, or whatever, ran away with Nocturnal Sorceress, Yu Tang has been trying to hide his story. Is Yu Tang clan you really wish to join? Yes. Yu Tang uses swords and fists. Which weapon would you like to use? Sword. These weapons are suited for your achievement level. Confirm. Alright. So I'm just going to go ahead and, right click to equip it. There it is. It's going to be in my first slot. Let's get rid of these windows. Alright, basic sword attack. Let's go for it. Now that you have the weapon, it's time to learn the Kung Fu suited for your weapon. The Dispatch Disciples teach the Kung Fu. Alright, so let's go ahead and go to this guy. Alright. Hello there, this is Zhang Fenji, dispatched disciple from Yutang. So you have a heart for the sword, is that right? Legends say that 1 in 100 will master the spear, 1 in 1,000 will master the saber, and 1 in 10,000 will master the sword. Well, let me tell you, I'm not part of any of those guys. It just means that the sword is very difficult to master. But once you master it, the sword becomes the strongest weapon of all. Pins me higher than the sword, but let's get on with it. You will learn about this in detail later on, but sword fighting is the most frequent used by the warriors of Yutang. There are 2 sword kung fu that are used by vagabonds. Basic sword attack and smashing sword attack. You may learn both of them from me. Learn basic sword attack or smashing sword attack and talk to me again. Alright, confirm. So let's go ahead and talk to this guy again. Go down and learn Kung Fu. And here is where you can learn them. So let's go ahead and learn the basic sword attack. And let's go ahead and learn the smashing sword attack. Now I will touch base that you can also learn the revealing hand maneuver, which was, let me rephrase that, a good skill to have back in the old days of not RuneScape. Wow, I'm getting my games confused. I'm sorry, guys. The old days of 9Dragons. This skill will allow you to take the mask off of somebody who is trying to PK you and figure out their identity. Why, we have no idea, but it's a skill that is no longer of use, to be honest with you. But that's in the past. Let's continue. Alright. Just because you learned a Kung Fu doesn't mean you can use it right away. You need to train yourself and make it yours. In order to start training, you need to equip a weapon. Equip the weapon you receive from Nameless Elder, then talk to me. Well, we already did that. So, since we already did that, let's go back and talk to him. You've equipped your weapon. Now, all there is left to do is master the basic sword attack. There's a wooden figure in front of me for training purposes. Train basic sword attack and talk to me. Alright. So we're going to go over here. We're going to hit S real fast. We're going to bring down our meditation, which you don't necessarily do. I just like to see it on there. Crouching along is your light foot, which the quest will touch base on that later. Here is your basic sword attack. Most people don't have their actives on here, but I do just because that's how I play. And then we're going to take our smashing, which we don't need to learn, and it's going to be right there. Hotkey 1. We're going to go up to the statue. You got to hit tab to go into your combat mode. Double click on the Kung Fu statue. Yes. Select the basic or the skill that you want to learn and hit start training. Now you see this blue dot moving back and forth. You want it inside this red rectangle. So you just got to left click in order to get it in there. You got to time it perfectly. So just like this. You'll see the animation once this succeeds. Alright, so now we get to level 2. This will see the next step in the skill and how it's going to look like if you succeed. Alright, level 3 is your last level of your skills to demonstrate the whole entire skill animation. Alright, so since we have completed that training, to make sure that your character always does the active, you want to select that skill. Alright, let's go back to the disciple. You have made basic sword attack yours. How much one trains for the Kung Fu change, how much damage it can deal, and such. Make sure you change each Kung Fu all the way. So what does that mean? That means that each skill right here where you see the 1 is the level of that skill. It can go all the way to Ching, or Chang, however you want to pronounce it, 10. Some actives and some skills will go to 11 and 12, 12 being the highest any skill can possibly get. And each time it levels up, it's going to deal more base damage of that skill, unless it's a buff or an active, like an active meditation or such. But every time anything levels like that, it's going to do more than the previous level does. In regards, it's going to cost more vital energy to use, unless it is a basic skill. So let's move on to your next quest. As we're heading there, we're going to put at least 2 into our constitution. Give us a little bit more life to deal with. We're going to go 1 into our dex and 1 into our strength. And just play around. And we're going to increase our mastery of the weapon that we are choosing to make our main right now. Now we're going to do a request for her. Oh my, I was on my way to take this lunchbox to my father, but I met you along the way. Well, it's not like you're actually moving, you're still in the same location we first met you in. How fast time travels. The lunch will get cold by the time I take it to my father. Oh, I can deliver it for you, no problem. My father is working for the carrier guild in the village. Or couriers, I'm sorry. He's on the south from me. Okay, well, from what we already know about this game, the translation is loosely translated into English from Korea, or the Korean version. But let's go ahead. So, this wants us to use our crushing long skill, which is our light foot. Light foot will make you move that much faster. So you want to hold down your left alt, not your right alt, your left alt key on your keyboard. You want to hold it down as you run. You can use your right click with your mouse, hold it to drag it along to turn, and or use your arrow keys. It makes it more sharp, in my opinion, a lot more difficult to control, especially in dungeons. So let's go ahead and go to her father. From the shape of the lunchbox, I can tell that my daughter asked you to deliver this. Well, how is it different? I think a lunchbox is just a lunchbox, in my opinion. And since you were using Lightfoot, I assume you are a warrior. Well, how kind of you to assume things. Since the Six Clans have reopened 10 years ago, I've been seeing people like you often. Oh no, trust me, I'm one of a kind, my man. Please tell Zane that I will enjoy this. Alright, I will go ahead and go tell her. So let's see your Lightfoot and run back. And as you can see, as you continuously use a skill, like I was saying before, you are going to train it. Lightfoot works as the higher level it is, the faster you move with that skill. How kind of you to help me out. You are different from the other people. You come to this village before. Oh, thank you. As you reach the 12th Chang of achievement level, you need to reroute your chi before moving into the next achievement level. We call it chi breathing. Do you know anything about chi breathing? Yes I do, but for your guys' instance, we're going to go, no, please tell me. You should just try it. Perform chi breathing and talk to me. Alright, so this is chi breathing. Once you get to, like, let's say losing self 12, you finish out 100%, and then this little option pops up that says chi breathing. Sometimes you have to do it before continuously attacking, other times you don't. But however, let's start training. So in order to do this, left clicking with your mouse is white, right clicking will do black, and clicking them both at the same time is going to be your blue. So let's go ahead and do this one. Not too bad, not too bad. There's no bonuses anymore, not that I could actually ever find a bonus that they claimed back in the day of actually succeeding that. Like, back when I started playing umpteen years ago, back in the Outclaim days, when you were doing this, it said that if you can perform that successfully, that you got a nice little bonus. But the bonus was never actually implemented into the game. Most people don't know that. Basic meditation is most frequent used chi breathing method. Anyone who's trying to join the Six Clans probably know basic meditation already. Once you have mind coordination, you can recover health and vital energy through meditation. Alright, so let's go ahead and take a look at that. This is your basic meditation. I'm not going to use it now because it is one of the most longest used. Well, I wouldn't say saying it like that. It's just if I try to use it with the buff that from this event and the amount that I have, I'll be sitting here for like 3 hours trying to meditate, and yeah, who wants to do that? Alright, so you just attach it there. You can activate it by pressing on it. It will drain your VIT to train it, or you can hit P to meditate. That's a hotkey. Or you can simply click right here in order to meditate. Left click it, not right click it. But for purposes of this video, we're not going to do that. Go back and talk with her. Thanks to you, my father got to have warm lunch. Maybe you can. Never mind. No, need to put my hopes up yet. This is for delivering my lunchbox to my father. Alright, got a little bit more XP towards our next level, and some money. Not much, but some money. But alright guys, that's going to be it for this video. My next video, I will progress a lot more onto this, so you guys won't catch it unless you catch me live, which I'll be going live after I post this video. I'll catch you guys later next time.